How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Test Pack. Please ignore. Ah, man, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. I did some recording a while ago for this, and then I just cut away and was like, oh, I'm just gonna make some stuff. I'll be right back. And well, let me tell you the whole story. So, we're starting big reactors, and what you see here is a reactor. It's a passively cooled reactor, the first kind of reactor, and it's a big one, I think. I mean, I guess you can really make them any size, but this is what people say is the most efficient to make. We're going to talk about it. I already talked about it, and you need yellorium. Got the digital miner for the yellorium. You need a bunch of other stuff. And I wanted to show you how to make everything in it, and I actually did. We did a little bit of recipes for everything. Let me show you how to make that casing. This stuff here, which is like the main walls for that. It's steel, right? And it's graphite. Yep, and it's yellorium. Now, how do you get all those things? Well, graphite is pretty simple. Just get 2 gravel, put it on either side of a coal, and that's going to be a different recipe than in some other packs, I think, because in a lot of packs they have it as you smelt coal up again to get a graphite bar. I don't really need any of those, so I'm not going to do it. Then, yellorium you just find in the ground with yellorium, or you smelt it up, or you pulverize it up or something. But how do you get steel? Now that was a tricky issue for us. I spent the whole episode trying different things to get steel. I spent the first half of it, and we found an easy way, ish. So let me grab some iron. This footage is gone because I basically, once I figured out how to make the casing and the glass and all the parts, I said, alright, I'll be back once I've done it. And I spent like 2 hours doing it, and I've spent like 8 hours over the course of several days in between doing that. And there's a few reasons why it takes so long. First of all, it just requires a lot of materials, so it took a while for that. But I have carbon in here, and you get carbon, it's just coal or charcoal. You know, put it in there. And you put iron through, and the noise starts up, and you want to plug your ears. And out pops, oh, if only it was steel. No, it's enriched iron. Great. Put it through again. And maybe steel will pop out now. That's not so bad. Sort of. It's steel dust. Which there are a couple different ways to turn into steel ingots, but the only way that didn't involve a lot that I could find, you can't just smelt it, but is to actually put it in the Tinker's Construct setup. And so that's the one reason why it's slow, is because it just takes forever. You gotta wait for the thing to all your iron to process to enriched iron to process into steel dust, all your steel dust to smelt down into steel. But then currently, and well, I'm not gonna do it because it's a disaster. There's already a little bit of steel in there, and I think we have a little bit more. I can see through there that we actually have some steel in there. I was using that, and I was also using this. But when you pour things out of the smeltery, the whole game just lags something serious. I'm not getting any lag now, but oh, it starts lagging, and it doesn't stop until you relog or like go into a different realm and unload the smeltery, which is a little hard considering I have added a chunk loader to this area. I put it over here. I don't know why I chose to put it there, but I did. And it's a 3x3, and it's right on the border. So this is the chunk it's in, and right here there's another one, and right here there'd be another one. So I actually think that it doesn't load the smeltery. So we can hop into like the Mistcraft world and come out, and it should get rid of the lag, but it was just painful because once it lags, it gets like worse the more you do smeltery. It's just, oh man, it took forever, and that's just to get the steel, let alone going out to get the graphite and then doing more for the and building it. But the glass, let's look for the glass, reactor glass. I probably should have searched for reactor, or just big reactors. Anyways, we're pretty much where I wanted to be at the second half of the other episode. But it doesn't matter. I had footage. My point was, some point along the way, because it had taken like 3 days for me to do this when I had time to play, I decided, or I saw the footage and thought that it was from the first episode, and it was like, oh, I don't need this anymore. It's already up on YouTube, and I deleted it. Womp womp. So, graphite around yellorium with steel on the sides, which is very similar to the reactor casing, gives you yellorium fuel rods, which is these things in the middle. We'll talk about what those are in a second. Then we have reactor glass, which is just around, oh, this was the other thing, it was around reinforced glass, which, if you remember, takes the induction smelter and pulverized obsidian and then lead. So that took a while to do. Had to go gather a lot of obsidian, because each obsidian gives you, I think, 4 pulverized obsidian, and you need 8 to make 1 piece of glass, I think. So, you know, I just made this front panel here glass. I didn't even make this one glass because we're not going to be able to see it because the wall's back there. There's still holes, and we're going to fill those holes in with different parts of the reactor that control it. So it's not actually done yet. On top of these fuel rods, we have the tops to the fuel rods, and I don't know if they're going to be useful or not. But basically, I added trapdoors. We're going to have to put topiary grass here, but you can name it. You can read its heat from here, and I think you might be able to see all this information from the controller. I don't know, but I guess it's time for us to find out. So let's do big reactors. So, obviously you missed the introduction, but in case you can't tell, it's where you build a giant reactor, which is going to be a power source. And this is actually a wimpier kind of reactor. There's a whole second tier kind of reactor that you can make that uses this blue stuff, cyanite, and as fuel, and you add a whole turbine. This one is called a passively cooled reactor. Basically, what that means is that you have a reactor, and it cools itself by either just the air, or if you throw some liquids in here to cool it down, like water or liquid redstone, resonant ender, all those other things, and that keeps it cool. And the actively cooled one actually cycles out the air in the reactor through a turbine that cools it, or something like that. Anyways, so the parts that I'm missing, which are, these are the basic parts, right? You gotta have these. I chose 5 fuel rods, 5 columns of fuel rods. But every reactor also needs the control panels, and you need 3. You need a reactor controller, which let's go ahead and make right now. We're gonna need we're gonna need a diamond. Diamond. I think it was like that. I already forgot. No, I was wrong. And a piece of redstone. Let's just pull out some redstone. We might need it later. And something like this. There's your reactor controller. That's the main control panel of this reactor. And then you're going to need 2 reactor access boards. One of them will function as the input, where you put your yellorium fuel, and the other will function as your output, where the waste product, which is actually going to be cyanite, which, as I mentioned, is the fuel for the next tier reactor. So, yeah, that's how you get fuel for the next reactor. Like this. Did I mix those up? Yes, I did. Okay, so let's go add them. Now, I want the output to be there, and I don't know. Eject waste. Hold on. Outlet mode. Okay, so that's where the waste will come out. And right here is where I want the input, which is already on that. And right here is where I want the controller. Now I gotta put this glass here to fill it, but I think, now I'm not sure about this. I'm gonna look at our way here. There's a thing here called a coolant port. I don't know if that's required to use a cooling fluid, or if I could come in here and manually place buckets of it in here myself, and it would still work. I think I can just manually put buckets in myself. How is this? You know what? Let's just make that just in case we have the materials already. So, bucket. Oop, that was wrong. It was like graphite. I already forgot, of course. Hold on, I gotta make another reactor casing. Or a few more. I need another piston as well. Whoops. Oh man, this is gonna be good once we actually get the stupid reactor off the ground and producing power. Coolant port, there we go. So let's just put it like up here. Because I got redstone on all my tools now. Oh. When I right click it, it changes. I think that's expecting a tank. And if I put another one here, it'll... Okay, let's just hope that that's not needed. Okay. Got 8 ender pearls up here. This is going to be... Actually, I'm not sure which is better, redstone or resonant ender. I'm going to check on that, and when I come back we will add our coolant to the reactor and get it up and running. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, everybody. Oh, I have my diamonds on me. Oh my god. You're not going to believe what just happened. So I went to the nether to get some nether quartz. Just stepped in there. I was just adding some nether quartz to my cutlass because we're going to need to kill some endermen. And I went through, and there was a creeper that had gone through the portal and blew up immediately. And then all the pigmen attacked me. Oh my god, look, the whole mushroom at that platform was gone. I don't know. Oh my god, okay. Lucky, sort of actually lucky, because I have iron with me and a shovel. And we can mess with these 2 gravel I used to show you the... Oh, those guys are still gonna be mad. I'm watching the heat of my power suit in the nether things heat up more. Or actually, I don't think they even cool down. I got the upgrade so it does cool down, but I still... Yes, okay. Oh my god, I wanted to record this just in case an absolute disaster happened. which it way almost did. Okay, I think... Oh my gosh. I don't know, I guess the creeper made them mad or something? Okay, nice and graceful. Let's light this portal back up. Oh my goodness. Oh, it did not light. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you're coming for me, aren't you? So I think they can, yeah, they can make it up here now. I gotta watch out for them. Oh boy. That should protect the portal a little more. And forget the quartz. Let's get out of here. It's probably nighttime. So, I looked it up. Ridiculous stuff. The rabbit hole that is the Big Reactors mod that we have barely even dipped into does not stop there. I thought I understood it all. And I kind of do, but, or at least all the stuff about the passively cooled reactor. But there's more. There's more. And Resonant Ender isn't even the best. Apparently you can also use diamond blocks as a coolant. Yeah, right. And if the optimal, actually, for the passively cooled reactors, the optimal setup is actually what we have, sort of, except that, right, how am I going to do this? I'm running out of space again. Let's get the hearts out of here. Put them, we should actually probably at some point put those on our bodies. Oh, look what I made. Pressure plate, drawbridge down here, which goes into that little cave, which is closed on us now, just because I was finding myself going up out of those stairs a lot. I don't know if there's a way to hide this pressure plate more, but we'll find out. I'll think of something. So, let's just go ahead, and we're gonna need to go Enderman hunting. I don't know if I'll do that on camera, but oops, wrong floor. Look on over here. I have juiced up all the ender pearls that we have, which is only 2 buckets worth. And I think we're gonna need, like, we can count how many we're gonna need for the optimal. Well, anyway, so the inside is supposed to have diamond blocks here all the way down, here all the way down, and here all the way down. And I think we should go for that, just not at the moment. So, is this the stuff that makes it teleport? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, that's going to be kind of annoying. But anyways, so there's 1 bucket. And I guess we're going to need probably about 4. Put 1 there, 1 in this corner, 1 in that corner, and then 1 in this corner. And we'll probably call it good there. Actually, we're going to need a lot more than that. But we could probably start with that and do a pretty good job of cooling this thing. Really, we should fill the whole outer rim with this and the whole inner rim with diamonds, like I said, but we're going to need a lot more diamond blocks before that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get... I think actually we should call the episode here, because that's pretty much it. So when you come back, I just showed you all the recipes for big reactors. I showed you my setup of how to do it. It's a 7x7 with 5 fuel rods in an X pattern in the center, which is the optimal passively cooled reactor, and we are using the optimal fuel for the best output per tick, which is, or not fuel, rather coolant, which is resonant ender with diamond blocks on the up against the fuel rods. So when you come back, hopefully I will have enough resonant ender to, oh yeah, I know that I should put these on endstone. I have been finding more immediate uses for the, because in order to get endstone you have to either travel to the end or you have to use up the ender pearls, which I don't want to do, because I'd rather just use them for this. But I would get them faster if I put the other thing on the endstone, but how much faster I'm not sure, so it's kind of an interesting question. So I don't know, you guys will probably tell me that I would already have the reactor up and running by now if I had already put that on endstone, which is probably true, and maybe I should go swap those out for endstone about now. Anyways, and then we will fire this reactor up and... Oh, jeez. Too slow. Didn't place the stuff in time. So that is going to be it for today. Sorry if there was like some gaps in the the information for what I'm doing right now. It was all explained in that lost footage, sadly. But that's going to be it for me for now. Eddie out.